The tail. You should use gray yarn and black yarn. In order to show the stitches more clearly, we'll use other colored yarn instead of black yarn for demonstration. Please refer to the stitches, ignoring the yarn's color. Wrap the gray yarn around your fingers like this. Make loop around your middle finger and pinch the crossover of the yarn. Insert hook into the loop of middle finger. Yarn over the hook and pull up loop. A magic ring is formed. In round 1, start with 1 chain stitch, and then work 6 crochets. Work 1 chain stitch first. Then work 6 crochets. Remember to mark the first stitch. Pull the yarn tail tight to close the ring. Finally, work 1 slip stitch in the first stitch to join this round. Round 1 is done. In rounds 2 to 8, work 1 chain stitch, 6 crochets and 1 slip stitch for each round. Work 1 chain stitch first. Then work 6 crochets. Remember to mark the first stitch. Finally, work 1 slip stitch in the first stitch to join this round. Round 2 is done. In round 3, work 1 chain stitch, 6 crochets and 1 slip stitch in turn. Six crochets are done. Finally, work 1 slip stitch in the first stitch to join this round. Please finish rounds 4 to 8 in the same way. Work 1 chain stitch, 6 crochets and 1 slip stitch for each round. Round 8 is done. In rounds 9 to 10, we'll change to khaki yarn. Work 1 chain stitch, 6 crochets and 1 slip stitch for each round. Work 1 chain stitch first. A yarn change is done. Work 6 crochets. Put the short khaki yarn tail above the hook during crocheting. Cut off the short yarn tails. Don't break this long gray yarn. Continue to work single crochets. Finish 6 single crochets in total. Finally, work one slip stitch. Round 9 is done. In round 10, start with one chain stitch, and then work 6 single crochets. Finally, end with one slip stitch. Remember to mark the first stitch. Continue to work 5 more single crochets. Finally, work one slip stitch. Round 10 is done. Change to gray yarn to work rounds 11 to 12. In rounds 11 to 12, work one chain stitch, 6 single crochets, and one slip stitch for each round. Work one chain stitch first. Then work 6 single crochets. Finally, work one slip stitch. Round 11 is done. In round 12, start with one chain stitch, and then work 6 single crochets. Finally, end with one slip stitch. Finally, work one slip stitch. Round 12 is done. Change to khaki yarn to work rounds 13 to 14, and then change to gray yarn to work rounds 15 to 16. We need to change the color every 2 rounds until round 24 is finished. Please finish rounds 13 to 24 on your own according to this rule. Round 24 is done. Break yarn, leaving a long gray yarn tail for sewing. Cut off the khaki yarn. The tail is completed.